wins turns to gold.
It's time you bought balls instead of talking it.
At a Norfolk Zoo, the animals are calling the shots.
Do you like me Liam mascara?
Oh, jeez!
And Drew demonstrates he's still got his magic touch.
You fool! You sold him that for 200 quid. I love that cupboard.
Yes!
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Wow. Blimey. Look at this.
He scours the country in search of weird and wonderful objects.
I love that. Oh, that's a stonking one. Look at that.
In his hunt for treasure,
Is that marble or stone?
he bargains hard.
16. 17.50. 16.
Sold.
Rebecca
That's rather good. You drive me around the bend.
Lovely. I'll just go downstairs and we'll sort out payment.
and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. At Drew Pritchard's North Wales Antiques Warehouse,
That done.
Carl's getting to grips with one of the more delicate pieces.
I've added patina.
OK, well, we'll wing them up to Scotland.
Rebecca's found a new home for some small friends,
Oh, they'd only just gone on the website and you were on the phone.
while Hilari's giving a doggy duo their moment in the spotlight. But they're not everybody's cup of tea.
The fashion clothing business. Styles come and styles go, colours change, brass is fashionable, then it's silver, then it's chrome.
Drew's never been the typical fashionista, but he knows what he likes.
I don't follow what's in fashion. I keep one eye on what's going out, but I do my own thing. I'm sort of watching what everybody's doing, but I'm not interested in fashion, I'm interested in style. And they are two very different things. What else is going out tomorrow, Ruth?
The Hunter's Bench, those three. And then Friday, the chemist shop is going to Bath.
Wow. It is important to be different as a dealer, if at all possible. But to be yourself in the antiques business is the single most important thing. If you copy somebody else, you're just a second-hand furniture salesman, you're not an antique dealer.
The unusual objects that Drew's built his reputation on, he has to go the extra mile. But sometimes he can hit the jackpot right on his own doorstep. Today it's just a short hop from Llandudno to Lancashire. Just a stone's throw from Liverpool.
Right, T, we're off to see a dealer called John Nolan. John's been in the trade for 50 years. He's had 38 shops, and he's invited us to his own house, the Manor, where he's got his own collection, which he's just started to sell off. He's ready to sell, and we're first in. Liverpool always turns up good stuff. A lot of money went through Liverpool at one point. An awful lot of money went through Liverpool. So, potentially incredibly exciting. Excellent.
Drew and T are driving through farming country and past the Leeds to Liverpool Canal. Antiques dealer extraordinaire John Nolan bought the local manor house as a wreck 33 years ago and has completely rebuilt it. His home is now a fabulous treasure trove of accumulated booty from decades at the heart of the antiques trade.
But the trouble is, I buy everything. So it ends up at one time I had over 90,000 items. I'm now at the age of retiring, and I don't want to leave the problem of all these items for my children to sell. So I've decided to sell everything. It's going to be a great day, and let's hope Drew has brought a checkbook with him. Welcome to the wholesale.
Right. Right then, John, so this is your
So this is the
typical dealer's house.
Oh, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Clutter everywhere.
So what's up for grabs today?
Everything, really.
Can I get that down?
Yes.
Drew is barely across the threshold when something very unusual grabs his attention.
Can you tell me about this?
Well, that is something that very few people will know what it is,
Okay.
including myself.
First thing I spotted as I walked through the door was a wonderful little sort of low tarza on a turn support. Looks like it's made out of slate. Great colour, lots of chips to it. Just purely as a decorative item, I know nothing more about it than that.
It's made from stone, possibly slate. is difficult to value as its age is unclear.
It is a fantastic thing, isn't it? What's it worth?
I would sell it to you today.
For 150.
Well, that sounds like a good deal. I was only going to ask you 50 quid for it.
50 quid. There you go. What a fab thing.
It is.
Well, there you go, we bought it.
Yeah, 150 quid. Good.
I thought it was 50.
No, you said 150.
No, I said I was going to give you 150 quid for it. Should we meet in the middle and do it at 100?
Okay.
Yeah?
Brilliant. Oh, I love you.
It might have some wonderful piece of history behind it. It might be made, could be Roman. Could be made in Greece in 2010. Who knows?
They're unusual. Yes, but not joined together in any way
No.
whatsoever.
To be from the boxes, won't they? Yeah, I like them. Look through to the kitchen, and he's got these really funky little oak chairs. They're naively made, they're simple, they're oak. Everybody needs to sit down. Nice upholstered seats, which we can add some value to.
This set of 3 upholstered oak chairs with a barrel-shaped seat, tapering front legs and curved rear legs probably dates from the early 20th century and could be worth around £600.
I don't know, just see them with a different coloured upholstery on them. Looks quite cool.
Yeah.
3 is always an odd number, but
But you can sell those probably individually.
yeah.
And at £50 a chair, they're cheap.
They're
Deal.
sold.
Good
Thank
man.
you.
Good man.
Worth it for the backs alone, really,
Oh,
aren't they? There's so much
lovely.
work in it.
John's vast collection overflows into the garage, which is also piled high with yet more intriguing antiques.
That may interest you. Around the corner there is 3 big brass balls.
Ah,
That are off
have you got the rest of it?
just the brass balls. It came from the London Road pawnbrokers in Liverpool.
These are big ones, okay? And they are beautifully made, and they've got loads of age to them. Dinted, to say the least. Yeah.
But they're good.
Good decorative pieces, anyway.
Yeah.
There's that much weight in one of these balls. It's dropped off. And
3 golden balls are a symbol for pawnbrokers around the world. And it's said that the reason could date back as far as the 4th century, when St. Nicholas, a Turkish bishop, who was well known for his selfless generosity, gave 3 bags of gold to a desperate man to save his daughters from poverty. This set are made of gilded copper sheet, and despite the dent in one, they could still be worth around £1,500.
before I go dragging the other one out, what do you want for them?
Well, when I bought them, I was hoping to get 500 quid for them, but say 3. 270, yeah. Okay. 270, great.
Unrestored, interesting, different antiques with a good history and a strong aesthetic. So something I can easily and readily sell, and my clients will definitely want them. So that, for if nothing else today, it was worth coming for those.
Well, it's the first time you bought balls instead of talking it.
Today was interesting. You know, I was able to buy good items for not a lot of money that have got an educated eye looking at them, and they've not been messed with. One of the things I bought was this little carved stone Taza urn. Now, it's got a great deal of age to it. It looks like it. It seems to have enough about it that I'd give it a go. It was a strange sort of shield top to them, sabre rear legs, upholstered seat, probably made quite roughly around the 1920s to 30s. And then definitely buy of the day, the 3 large golden balls from a pawnbroker's. They are fantastic. I'm over the moon with those.
The balls, well, they are just incredible. He's a good dealer. He'll make good money on them. I always make sure that there's profit left for the next deal.
All in all, a really good day, and the sun's shining. Done? Yep, dusted.
Sorted.
Marvellous. John, pleasure, thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. Brilliant.
Cheers. Lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, sure.
All the
See you
best.
again.
Back at base in Llandudno, it's the turn of the ladies' team to a parade.
Pawnbrokers.
Pawnbrokers balls. Look at them, fantastic.
Love the colour.
Absolutely fabulous.
Apparently they used to be David Beckham's.
But there's 3.
And this, well, that's why he's special.
Yeah, Victoria's Secret.
Hey, you're a good ball.
He's on fire today.
Isn't he?
They used to hang in the centre of Liverpool. And then that one fell off and landed on the floor, so they took him down.
Did they really?
It's all there, it
Yeah.
just needs pulling out. Not easy, but you can do it.
So unique. I mean, wherever they end up, it's going to be a talking point. Really saleable.
We bought the Holy Grail of antiques.
I bought this. I know nothing about it. It's some sort of basalt stone.
I purse bottles around. Drew's come back with a diverse range of items. We're known for that. We need to keep the stock looking fresh. Good wine gobbler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your size.
Just my size. It's not quick enough.
The golden pawnbroker's balls have gone straight into Carl's workshop. He split the broken one into its 2 original halves and heated it up to beat out the dent.
Me buying those pawnbroker balls, yes, that's the sort of thing people would expect to find. They want something that are different, they're very original. Yeah, it's the sort of thing that people come to me for.
So we've got most of it out, so I'm quite happy with what we've got.
Then the 2 halves are reunited. Carl's next job is to fix the 2 halves together, which will require a metal rod cut and shaped to fit.
Right, my eye.
And a bit of muscle.
That'll do, Gaff, that'll do.
Time to tidy up the loose ends.
If this is the bauble, how big are the Christmas lights?
And then a finishing touch.
Sprayed it gold and I'm now just putting a bit of French polish on it just to make it look a bit older.
There is a constant, God, I love it. I really want to have it. I want to own it. It's amazing, but I can't make a profit on it, or it's going to be really slim. But I've got some restoration work to do. It's constant. That's what my head is like, this little hamster wheel of this nonsense going on all of the time, but it does have to make a profit. Everything's
Pay off. Rebecca's been doing some digging into the large stem cup from John Nolan.
This chalice that Drew bought at Halsall Manor is incredibly intriguing. I think I may have an idea of what it is. And if I'm right, it's very, very special indeed.
At Drew Pritchard's Welsh HQ, Rebecca's captivated by one of the latest purchases. It looks very old.
I'm still very intrigued about this chalice from Halsall Manor. John had no idea what it was. Drew hadn't either, so where does it come from? What is it? I'm determined to find out.
Her research so far points to the Roman era may be able to shed more light on what it could possibly be. Dr. Rasmussen is an expert in the art and archaeology of the classical world. But what will he make of Drew's buy? It's the moment of truth.
There we go.
Right, looking very good so far.
Is it?
It's looking very good so far. This does look a genuine article. We're talking about sort of 600 BC.
No way.
Yes,
really?
I would say we're talking about some people who lived in Italy at the same time as the Romans, called Etruscans.
I've got goosebumps on my arms now.
And
Good grief.
this is very typical. This is what they produced. What they liked is black pottery. It's kind of in the middle of Etruria. And this is absolutely typical of that particular site.
Did they have a particular use?
I think this is for partying.
Oh, not religious. You think it's just more of a knees-up one?
Well, of course, things can have multiple functions.
Yes.
And what you can party with, you can also use in a sort of religious setting as well.
Yeah. And the big question, what do you think the value might be?
We're talking about hundreds.
Tom, I can't thank you enough.
Well, that's nice to see it.
Yeah.
I hope it gets a good home somewhere.
With the origins of the cup confirmed, all that's left for Rebecca is to get a precise valuation. Meanwhile, Drew's back on ship. The trail is leading him all the way across the country from Llandudno to the Norfolk village of Banham.
We are off to Banham Zoo.
To a zoo?
Yes. This is a privately owned zoo in Norfolk, and it's been there for a long time, but it's based around an old Georgian house. If somebody's mad enough to start a zoo or buy a zoo, they're going to have, they're going to have something interesting, aren't they?
They'll have a few quid as well.
Well, you've got to.
Yeah.
Here in East Anglia, the ancient woodlands are teeming with wildlife. So it's fitting that the village of Banham in the middle of the region has its own very special collection of animals. Started by it was open to the public in the 1960s. As a teenager, youngest son Martin started helping out on weekends. His love of animals has grown with the zoo, and he's now the man in charge.
Banham Zoo started originally in 1968 when I was a quite young 18-year-old, and I've been here ever since, so you can guess how many years that is. Of course, over the years, we seem to have filled up every sort of nook and cranny with surplus materials, got lots of signage, and just general artefacts that all get carefully stored away, and you find they're still there later, sort of 20 or 30 years later.
How you doing?
Drew,
nice
welcome to
Very
Banham
nice,
Zoo.
thanks. Cool. Right, we need to see his new enclosure.
The route to the storage areas take...
Naturally, in the wild, would they have those wigs on?
Oh, yes, the Tina Turner.
Yeah.
The monkeys and penguins are amongst the most popular attractions at Banham.
Well, there's 3 in there.
Yeah.
And coming not far behind...
Oh, wow, look at that. Look at their hands.
Oh.
Look at T.
Do you like me Liam mascara?
They're amazing. Oh, jeez! Right then, I think it's probably time we went and had a look at some of your sheds.
Right, OK, this way then.
This is a really, really nice zoo. You can tell that they obviously really care about the animals and the conservation of the creatures that they've got here as well. And the setup's really beautiful. It's not your normal concrete and bars everywhere. No, it's lovely. Nice place to be.
Now, this it's got a variety of bits and pieces in it. So, just interested to see what takes your eye.
This, obviously, as soon as I've walked through the door, that's of interest. Have you got the rest of it?
No.
Just that.
This is it.
First shed we go into, right there in front of it, can't miss it, there is a wrought iron curved garden seat. Probably made for a large municipal park. First half of the 19th century, maybe just into the second half of the 19th century, maybe. Real difficult ones to date, these. So what's in here?
A lot of junk. This is part of all our old workshops, so they're due for demolition now, because we've got our nice new workshops. You know, these may be a specialist thing. I don't know where
Light
they
bulbs.
came from, but
Yeah.
they are...
They've come, all the lights we restore, most of them come with big old bulbs. We've got packing crates full of old bulbs.
Though there's plenty of stuff to rummage through, nothing here is piquing Drew's interest as much as the bench he saw on the way in.
I think the one thing I want to talk to you about is the curved bench in the front.
Is it?
That's the one thing I do.
I think I gathered that you...
Yeah.
During the Victorian era, there was an explosion of interest in gardens, both private and public, creating huge demand for outdoor furniture like this bench. Wrought iron was more common in the first half of the 19th century than the cheaper cast iron which caught on later. Despite lacking an arm, it could be worth around £1,200.
The paint's just so bloody good. Look at that. Look at the colour. You can see the holes where it was. Great piece. Really, really good. Definitely want to own it. How much would you like for it?
I thought it's usually up to you to bid me.
Yeah. Well, I want it, so I'm going to give you I'm going to buy it price.
Salvage dealer Drew Pritchard's intrepid search for the weird and wonderful has taken him to Banham Zoo in Norfolk, where he's discovered a rare early 19th century bench that was once used in their wildlife park. But will Martin Goymore accept his best offer?
Well, I want it, so I'm going to give you I'm going to buy it price.
And just remember, it is for charity.
Oh, okay. £500. 350 would usually buy something like that, but it's good. The paint is great, so I want to make sure I'm buying it because it's such a nice one.
Well, I'm actually happy to say yes on that one.
I would as well.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. It's really good. I can add a load of value simply by putting that arm on. It's in great condition. Don't mess about. One bid, £500, I'll have it. I'd have to fight for that in an auction room.
There is one other main location for Drew to rummage through. Martin takes him and T out to the new maintenance area on the edge of the estate.
Couple of containers.
Pair of old shipping containers has been storing some stuff from Martin's parents' old house, which is on the zoo estate.
Cheetah head. It's a prototype, but it is really nicely done by a Norfolk artist who is extremely well known, Sally Reese.
Yeah, it's not going to go with me. Not keen on the colour. But it's very, very good, clearly. Look at all this movement on there. That's very good. I'll carry on. Oh, hello. I think they're probably Balinese, aren't they? I have never bought any. I've never sold any, so I don't know the value. There's some damages. You used to see them about this big, didn't you? You know, around your grand's house, they'd have little bits like that. That's a big pair. I've never bought any like that before. I do, I like them.
Drew's spot on about the figures. They are Balinese, and Martin's father bought them at a country house sale in the 1950s. Colonial influences have inspired waves of fashion for Oriental objects ever since the 1800s, especially amongst the upper classes. Made of tropical hardwood and nearly a metre in height, these could be worth around £400.
Give me a clue price-wise, because I really don't have one with these. It's not often that I'm stumped for a price, but I pretty much am with this, because it's had some real naffo repairs.
Yeah. £100 each?
I was going to say 200 quid, because that is the most I could pay with that. No, definitely not. 200 quid, £100 a piece is exactly where I was at. I can't pay any more, and they might only be worth that.
I would accept that if that...
Martin's a nice guy. The zoo is fabulous. He grew up with this as his back garden. He's doing a great job, and I managed to buy something really good. The raw tie-in, benches of that period, the quality is so good. It's beautifully made. The patina's amazing. The colour's absolutely outstanding. Worth coming for that alone. That in the right garden auction could fetch £2.5 grand. If we get the arm right, and with a bit of luck behind us. We're going to try for half of that. And then we bought 2 carved Balinese figures, but they're big. And they're a couple £100, which might be all of their money. But these are nice big ones. They'd have cost somebody in the day. Marvellous, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I'm very happy.
To get the most out of the long trip to Norfolk, Drew's going to make a second stop nearby. It's just 12 miles north from Banham to the village of Hingham, where he's dropping in on an old friend and sparring partner.
So the reason to go and see Sam is he buys old school country house architectural antiques, but he specialises in interior fittings really, so flooring, door furniture, fireplaces and particularly sanitary baths.
I get a bit of a sinking feeling about that, to be honest.
In the midst of the picturesque Georgian village of Hingham is Munger's Architectural Salvage. A treasure troster has been doing solid trade here for 20 years and now runs the business with his wife, Louise.
Well, the sort of stuff that we do has a bit of age to it, and the age obviously gives a great deal of patination and character.
We love what we do, we're passionate about it.
I'm sure he's going to be interested in lots of things, but whether he can afford it is another matter altogether. We will see. We're very much looking forward to having a bit of a barter with an old chum.
Hey. Hi.
Hello,
Hey, how you doing?
You're right.
Are you going to show us in?
Yes.
Full Monty,
All right.
please.
Yes, follow
I'm sure you've
us.
got some nice things for me.
It's a few years since Drew has been here, and it's been upgraded.
So come on in and let me show you the showroom.
Fantastic.
Hard. We try hard. We source things up and down the country.
Restored here?
We restore everything on site, or as much as possible on site.
Yeah, it's fab. I can't take my eyes off those.
They're
Love
brilliant,
these. Yeah. They're superb. Pair of Thomas Jekyll. Fabulous. One of my favourite designers.
The Victorian architect Thomas Jekyll, based locally in this part of East Anglia, was considered one of the most innovative designers of his day. He was part of the aesthetic movement, which aimed to take beauty beyond the art gallery, and is remembered for his interiors, especially metalwork like this pair of fireplaces, which could be worth around £2,500.
And he's got two things in here which I absolutely adore, and he's got absolutely wonderful. Never seen that before. How much are you asking for them? 2004. I've got loads of them at the moment, and Ruth in the office said, "Oh, you're not to buy them because we've still got all these Jekyll ones, and nobody wants to buy those."
But once Drew wants something, there's no stopping him.
I can only go one bid on them because I said they're not really selling very well at the moment. But I mean, 1,500 quid for the pair. I know.
Shut up and take a breath.
I know.
I'd do them for 1,800. Would be the very best that I could do.
I can't do that.
1,750.
Keep going.
I'll do.
16.
1,750.
16.
1,750.
1,700.
1,750.
Come on, don't be so hard. Thank you very much. We're going to a very appreciative new owner.
Over the years, as the business has grown, Mungers has spread into the neighbouring property.
This is the new showroom?
And this, well, we don't call it the new showroom anymore. We call it the showroom because nowadays, but it was the new showroom.
To me. Tell me about this. That I like.
That came from Little Snoring Bakery.
From where?
Little Snoring.
Really?
It's for real.
Little Snoring.
There is a place called
No
Little
way.
Snoring.
We just cleared out a rather lovely little house that hadn't been touched for years, where they still had the working baker's oven out the back.
God.
And that was his
drying
little
cabinet.
pine cabinet for all his bun-making things.
It's bun thing that I like to buy. It is utterly untouched. From the day it was made, it's not been messed with. Just elegant and simple.
The plain twin-door cupboard is made from pine, with simple iron hinges and 5 shelves inside, probably dating from the mid-19th century. Once restored, it could be worth around £800.
It is rather nice, though.
Yeah, it's in a bit of a state.
Well, it's not that bad, Drew.
It is, Sam. It's full. It's got stinking woodroom. It's still damp. How much is it? As is. I'll take it away as it is.
Today, Drew's visiting his old friend Sam Coster at Mungers in Norfolk. A treasure trove of...
How much is it? As is. I'll take it away as it is.
200.
Sold. Thank you very much.
That's way too cheap.
Yes. I got a bargain off Sam. Yes.
Oh, you sold him that for 200 quid. I love that cupboard. It's so nice.
Yes.
That is a bargain. You did get a bargain off him, Drew.
It is a bargain. Right now, it's worth 200 quid. It's going to have a floor.
Yeah.
It needs to be treated. It's got to be scraped back.
I'm actually glad
it's
that
a lot.
that's going to you, because you will do something really nice.
It needs. It's a lot of work to do on that. Going to look fantastic in somebody's Cotswolds barn or in a New York apartment, where it's exactly where it's going to end up. It's just got everything. It's perfection.
Though
that is huge. Can I get in it?
Of course you can.
Oh, look how big this thing is. My God. Oh. Oh, yeah. Just a massive gin and tonic.
Do you need your rubber ducky?
Yeah. I've just walked in. I picked that up.
Yes, I know. I thought you might pick that up.
There's another one over there.
There's a pair.
The pair of Art Deco-style industrial lights with nickel-plated shades probably dates from the 1930s and could be worth around £400.
They're in appalling condition, but they have a matched pair of nickel-plated shades on them, and they will restore. How much are they, as they are?
100 quid.
No. No. Really? No.
What do you want to pay? 50 for the two?
Yeah.
60 for the two? 60 for the two.
Thanks,
Go on.
God. Louise then tells me that actually the lights came from the same place where the cupboard came from, and they were next to the bakery's cooker, and he swung them in like that to see how his bread was getting on. Lovely, nice story.
And Sam's got something else squirreled away that he thinks will appeal to Drew's quirky tastes.
This is kind of wacky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Where did that come from?
Where did this came from? A house in...
It was a London house.
A London house.
In a very fine address, I think. It was Knightsbridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, it has a coloured globed bottom.
A little steep. Little steep.
It's really lovely there.
I've got in the light bulb.
Thanks.
And it's got another section of glass.
Other coloured lights, so that you can change the colour, depending on your mood.
How strange. It's exactly the sort of thing I was hoping to find from him. Really good quality, because he knows what quality is and he knows what to buy, and he's not touched it and it's complete. So unusual. Crazy unusual. I've never seen a light like it. It's just bizarre.
The cylindrical copper lantern with its highly desirable natural weathering known as verdigris probably dates from the late 19th century. With the curved panels of coloured glass adding further value, it could be worth around £800.
200 quid.
No.
Yes.
No, it can't be 200. Can't be 200.
Really?
I don't think it can be 200.
It's got to be above 250.
It is a
The
lovely
250 would be completely the bottom. 250?
It's been a good day already. Now Drew wants to see if he can make it even better. The bench from Banham Zoo is still in the van, and he's got a hunch it might appeal to Sam.
Ta-da! Lake Georgian.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice.
Curved.
Curved.
Good, great work. Look at that paint.
It's a really nice colour, isn't it?
Really nice colour.
Drew bought the bench.
50.
Serious?
Put that arm on it. It's a £1,500 bench. 12 minimum.
Do you like go to 650?
Can't. It's going to be 850. 850 because I can go back and spend 100 quid on it and get 12. So I'm doing you a favour.
I really like it. It's a Norfolk bench that should stay in Norfolk. It's got to be mine, but it has to be 700.
Can't do it.
Go on.
I can't. After tax, I'm making 100 quid. It's no good. It can't be
750.
Can't be.
750.
Can't be.
750.
775.
Okay.
Done. Thank you very much.
Very good.
Lovely.
Exciting.
You've done well there. That is a belter.
I love it.
We've made £275 with doing no work. I would make probably about the same amount of profit after I've dealt with the client, all the rest of it. We've shifted it on. We've just given it a quick push, made some money on it. Happy days. Stayed in Norfolk. He's got a client for it. Simple. Nice. Everyone's a winner. It's how the trade works. Bash, bash, bash. I prefer it like that. It's happening less and less. I really like that. That's just a bit of old school dealing. Saying I bought well, I think today is an understatement. I bought a matched pair of Thomas Jekyll Aesthetic Movement Fire inserts. I have to say, buy of the day, the pine cupboard, 200 quid. Amazing, fabulous thing. That will be gracing a very, very good house by the end of this year. And then the lights. We bought the two little odd industrial ones. They're going to sell well as bedside lights, and there's a good profit in those as well. And then the large very quickly, because it's different. The stuff I bought today very much fits into the sort of rough luxury country house, bold design, interesting aesthetic. All of the pieces I bought today are very different and extremely original in their condition. All in all, a really good day. We're leaving with good stock and a cheque.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see Drew again. I haven't seen him for a while, so good to catch up. We've had a bit of a gossip about the trade and caught up on a few things. And I've got a lovely bench.
You've got a very nice bench.
Well done. Yeah, that was straightforward, easy enough, wasn't it? Right,
Thank you.
pleasure. Thank you, Sam.
See you.
As always. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Cheers,
Thank you,
T.
Sam.
See you again.
See you. Bye-bye.
Great place.
They're beautiful, and there's a pub, right?
But you'd never need your sat-nav again, would you?
I'd never need to leave the village.
At home in Llandudno, Rebecca and the team are gearing up to unload the latest buys.
How fantastic is that? Original paint.
Love the wear.
The wear's fantastic. How nice is that?
That's a great cupboard. Drew's come back with a wonderful, huge cupboard. Superb colour. Great proportion.
How much do you think it's worth?
£7.95.
Yeah, I was going to say
£7.95?
Yeah.
200 quid.
He ripped his arm off.
Fantastic price. He only paid £200 for it. I mean, had Sam been drinking? Anyway, with dealer to dealer, if that's the price.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that now, that's
Yeah,
lovely.
How nice is that?
That's lovely.
Are they matching?
Yep.
Ruth gave instructions to Drew about a month ago that he wasn't to buy any more Jekyll fire surrounds. Not because we don't like them, it's because you have to sit on them for such a long time, so your money's tied up in stock that's not moving quickly. But these are so beautifully painted, and the tiles are just wonderful.
The tiles on the fireplace are intriguing. Rebecca's doing some more research on them, and there's a clue on the back.
Right, it says something more Shropshire.
A bit more searching company, founded by two Worcester brothers in 1850.
And then in 1862, they moved to Shropshire because the clay quality was superb. And they became, by 1880, the largest producer of ceramic tiles in the world. They were commissioned by the royal family, the Tsar of Russia.
Gavin's giving the pine cupboard from Munger's a bit of a makeover, starting with some authentic materials to match the period.
I've just found some old wood around the side. I'm just making a frame to put a new floor in. There's no floor in the bottom of this cupboard.
The new batons are put in place and screwed down. And then the flooring itself is nailed in place. And then, after a good squirt of woodworm killer and a light coat of furniture wax, it's finally ready to go. It's been a busy week, and one by one the new acquisitions are turned into the kind of desirable items that Drew's clients can't resist. The fireplaces have a wonderful pedigree, so even if they take a while to sell, they should turn a good profit eventually. With its new provenance, the stem cup from John Nolan at Halsall Manor has been valued at £350, 3 times what Drew paid for it. The theatre chairs have been given some brand new seats in plush black velvet, and the simple change of cover makes them immediately more appealing. Their sneeze figures from Banham Zoo are given a clean with a toothbrush, the best tool to get into all those fiddly nooks and crannies. And in no time at all, the figures go to a new home in Dumfriesshire.
To keep enough items coming in and out of the warehouse in the right style and the right quality is incredibly hard. People don't see the hours and days and weeks that go into chasing all this stuff down. I got some good stuff at the zoo and at Munger's. It all sort of fits in together, all good quality. It was worth the trip to Norfolk.